Live. All right, good morning. You are looking at Marcie Nelson, no stranger to these confines, the director, or is it executive director there, Marcie?
It's executive director,
Executive
but I'll
director.
answer anything as long as it's polite.
There you go. Of North Central Louisiana Arts Council. This is going to be a live stream in the studio, live and local radio on the Roo, as well as, and y'all know what to do, take this message, promulgate it, push it far and wide, make it a big event coming up 1 week from today.
I gotta have it back, Chris.
That is Men at Work right here on the new Roo 102. I am Rick Godley, and by the way, we got an app. You can download the app for the new Roo. Just go to the App Store and then take us wherever you go. We've just fired up the live stream in the studio here for our radio audience. Folks who are looking at this live right now and even in the future, you are looking at Marcie Nelson. She is the executive director of the North Central Louisiana Arts Council. Welcome back, my friend, to the show that never ends. How are you?
I'm good, and thank you for having me back. We really appreciate the support.
Oh, hello, McFly. It's all things local. Local matters. So after that, anytime. First of all, in case there is somebody, and there is somebody who's going to watch this for the very first time, give us a brief on the North Central Louisiana Arts Council, because we're going to zero in a little bit later on for ArtoberFest, which is coming up 1 week from tonight. Tell us who you are, what y'all do.
All right, so the North Central Louisiana Arts Council is a local arts organization. We're a nonprofit, and we've been in the area since 1987. And our main mission and goal is to support the arts, push arts education, arts access, and arts awareness all across the region. We really focus on Lincoln Parish, and the way we do that is through grant writing, through programs for our community. We do art camps for kids. We do programs like ArtoberFest. We sort of just kind of do a crazy amalgamation of events that help us push arts and arts awareness in our region.
And as you mentioned, since 1987,
Yeah.
I do remember when it started. Kent Follett was one of the facilitators way back then. I need to probably get him on one of these days, because here's what's happening, Marcie, is that if we don't tell the story of the origins, we just make the assumption that you've always been here before, and if that's not the case, and if it wasn't for the community support since 1987 to today,
That's right.
we wouldn't have been here, and you wouldn't be here. So brag on the community support, and then okay, let's start with Oktoberfest. Some of your sponsors. So talk about how important it is for the community to get involved.
Right. So I'm a big fan of supporting local, and so is our organization, because when you look at the events that other nonprofits or other local organizations are putting on, you're always going to see thank you to our sponsors. And sometimes you'll see a lot of repeat names, because there are a lot of businesses and organizations here who really support our community in a number of ways. For example, Oktoberfest, no stranger to us, is Century Next Bank. They're a
Right.
fantastic community sponsor. We also have Legends 32 Cigar Lounge. They're one of our big sponsors this year. Selfie Stop by Bowie's Photo Shop is always a big supporter of the arts. I've also got Dr. Nav Sharma. He's a huge supporter of Oktoberfest and a brewer himself. We've also got, just all kinds of people.
Right.
The Ruston Cultural District. Sundown, obviously, is supporting us this year. Marsala Beverage always supports us. And then Gibbsland Bank and Trust also supported us this year. They were new to us for this event. So we're really grateful to our sponsors. Without sponsors, everything you see happening around town mostly can't happen.
That's right.
So they're important.
And on that line, I want to get on the soapbox a little bit, why it is so important for me, you, and anybody who's watching this to make every effort to shop and support and buy local. For example, I'm going to go use automobiles for an example.
Yeah.
So, let's say you found a better deal in Ouachita Parish or even in Texas. Okay, great. The tax money still comes back to this area, but our local dealerships and local stores and local banks, not that anybody's going to bank out of town, or they may, but you're taking away from them that money that goes to invest here locally. So folks need to be thinking about how, and our shopping and buying patterns. That's all I want to say about that, because Marcie, I know without them, and not only for NCLAC, but also for like the Simsboro High School yearbook, for the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And and art camp. That comes to mind. You have special sponsors on that, don't you?
Yeah, so Art Camp this last year actually was a grant we got from the Louisiana Division for the Arts, which is also supported by the Northeast Louisiana Arts Council, which is our regional arts council. And then we had a huge fundraiser earlier this year. You are familiar with it. It's Art on 45.
Oh, yeah.
And that had a ton of local sponsors, and a lot of people came out and supported that event. So our art camps are funded for next summer as well, and that goes to kids all over the parish. It's not just Ruston kids, it's not just kids in the immediate area. We have kids from all over the parish, and it's opportunity for them to learn techniques, have free supplies in their hands. They also go home with supplies, and to make new friends. It's so much fun.
Awesome. Oh yeah, no, it's very much so. Okay, so let's get to the ArtoberFest. Do you know when this first started? I think. Was it started at the Norton building? Do you remember?
I think, don't quote me on this. I believe the first one may have been in the historic fire station.
Okay.
This is a 14-year-old event. This is our 14th year.
Wow.
This event actually replaced our former big fundraiser, which was the truck raffle. We've done that for many, many years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But this was a way to get the community together in one area, support different areas of the arts. And at the time, 14 years ago, there wasn't a lot of homebrewer stuff happening in our immediate area.
Right.
So we kind of started that. And it was such a success. It's held on for 14 years, so that's been impressive.
All right, so let's talk about the creative, collaborative, corroborative effort. You've moved it around from, well, actually, it's at the did you say historic fire station or the Ruston Farmers Market?
It was at the historic fire station,
Okay.
I think the first time around, but the last few years we've been doing it at the Farmers Market, which has been a wonderful venue, which, they're doing construction on that project right across the street, and Mr. Eccles was very kind to us the last few years and let us use part of that lot for some of our food trucks, things like that. But with construction going on, things got a little bit hairy on the plan. So we just decided, hey, this year let's try something different, and then we'll reevaluate from year to year. But this was actually kind of just it was a somewhat of a problem we had to figure out, but the solution seems to have been a really good one. We're getting to partner with another business.
Yeah, name the business.
Sundown Tavern. You all know it. It's historic, and we want to shout out Heath Hightower.
Oh, yeah.
When we went to him with this, it was right before they opened back up. And, you're kind of like trying to be gentle with it. I don't want to overwhelm you, but would you be interested? And he never batted an eye.
Right.
And said, yeah, let's do it. So shout out to Heath for braving it with us.
Well, how many years have you been in Ruston, Lincoln Parish?
Oh, gosh, since 07.
07. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going back to I've been here since 82, and Sundown has been notorious for their Halloween parties, Halloween costume contests. So this is from the category everything old is new again.
Right.
So it's really neat to see the renaissance and the rebirth not only of Sundown, but again, the collaboration of this effort, bringing local awareness to Sundown, which everybody's very ecstatic about. So really, really nice way how this thing is coming together. All right, so let's get into the details. What's going to happen here? First of all, I got tickets and merch up there, brag on. Oh, by the way, hang on. I love the show and tell. I love my glass, a beautiful collector's item glass, by the way. And, is this a magnet?
Yep.
I got a magnet. I also have a pin, a T-shirt. So thank you all so much. All right, so first of all, ticket sales. Let's spike those things.
Yeah, so the way we're doing it this year is we're going back to an early bird format. General admission is $40. Same as last year. It gets you in from 7 to 10. But you can get in early the first hour before the crowd hits, listen to a little bit of music, go around, talk to the brewers, get your brew in.
Get your brew in. So that early bird
entry starts at 6, actually. And then that ticket is $50. But that comes with the glass that Rick showed you. It's a heat-treated, Libby pint glass, limited edition. When we run out, we run out. And so when you think about it, you're paying $10 for the glass regularly. Go ahead and get the bundle and get in there a little bit early and come have a good time.
All right. So where do they get tickets? How do they get tickets?
So everything's on our website. You can go to nclac.org/Artoberfest. There's a button for ticket and merch. You can buy your t-shirts there, your glasses there, or any of your tickets. We also have a designated driver ticket
Good.
if brew isn't your thing, but you still want to come listen some tunes and have a good time. Or if you got a friend who has volunteered to drive you home that night, bring them along, $10 to get in. And all of it supports us and supports our mission throughout the year. So.
All right. So it is called Artoberfest,
Right.
and the food is going to be provided by Sundown. Is that correct?
Yes, so Sundown will be selling their regular menu, and you know they'll have plenty of people on hand to serve on the patio, which is where our event's going to be. Keith is also going to have the interior open for people who aren't coming to our event, so don't worry, we're not going to get away of the regular diners that evening. You'll have your room too. But yeah, his people are going to be slinging their own menu and their own drinks.
Slinging them at you. And okay, all right. So you talked about, and I've known because, matter of fact, people may not realize Utility Brewing was one of this is where they got their start at Artoberfest. And now look what's happened to them.
Yep.
So brag on who's going to be showing up with their home brew. You mentioned Dr. Narv Sharma.
Yeah, Dr. Sharma is always a supporter, and he's a brewer as well. We've got a new guy this year. His name is Steven Jasper. He's bringing a hazy IPA as well as don't get me wrong, I believe he told me it was like a Czech. Oh gosh, I think he said a Czech Pilsner or something.
Now
like
you
that.
check by Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, spell it for me.
See?
No.
But yeah, we'll have some of our regular brewers that you see every year. And then we got, like I said, a new one coming in this year. And then, of course, like we'll have our regular commercial brews as well. Like I mentioned,
Okay.
Marsala is one of our biggest sponsors. This event doesn't happen without those guys. So shout out to Tyler, who's always our contact for them. He's great to work with. So there's going to be a huge variety of microbrewery beers provided by them that are local, as well as their standard stuff that you can get in store. There's going to be enough beer to go around. I don't think we've ever run out of beer.
Some of the local microbrewers have run out. Am I right? And oh, by the way, is there a voting on this?
Yes.
Is that what you do with the tickets?
Yeah, so the way Artoberfest works is when you walk in, we give you your taster glass, unless you've bought a pint, then you use your pint. And then you get a coin, and you go around, you do your tasting, and you give your coin to the jar of the beer that you like the most. So we do a people's choice, we do a judge's choice. We always have a judge, BJCP judge.
Say what? What
BJCP?
What does a BJCP stand for? Don't talk NASA on me.
It's the brewers
Judge.
Certified. It's a national certified brewers judge.
Okay.
Yeah. It's and so we register for that every year so that our brewers get that great feedback from a certified judge,
Right.
As well as our judges get the points for the event. It supports home brewers across the nation, and makes sure that events that are held for home brewers are fairly regulated as far as judging and things go, and that it kind of keeps that culture alive. So.
All right, so that's just when I'm thinking. We talked food, we talked merch, we talked price, and we're going to go back to price and sell tickets. But another component, music.
Music, oh my gosh. Music is probably one of the biggest components outside of the brew, because obviously it's Artoberfest.
Right.
But yeah, so music is one of the big things. And you talk about supporting local business, local arts. We try to make sure that the artists we have, while yes, we want big artists, we want local artists as well. We want to support that and make sure the money stays in their pockets as well. This year's lineup's really, really good. I'm excited about it. We did find out that Miss Clara Ray, who was our opener for Early Bird, isn't going to be able to join us, but it's because she's got a great opportunity she's going to tackle, and we're wishing her the best. We're excited for her. We're cheering her on.
Wait, you said tackle?
Yeah.
What is tackle?
She's braving a challenge. It's not my story to tell.
Okay.
She's braving a challenge. She's going somewhere. She's showing off her talent, and we hope it turns into big things for her. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, all right.
So
she has a valid excuse for bugging out.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And like I said, we're excited for her. We're going to miss her. Maybe we'll get her next year. I don't know. And yeah, we're wishing her the absolute best. But she helped us get in touch with a buddy of hers. Mr. Matt Dean is going to
Okay.
be filling in. He's going to come in and play his guitar and sing some tunes. He's a younger guy, and he's super fun to work with. I talked to him yesterday. He was excited to come, and we're excited to have him.
So he'll open it up.
He's going to open up our early bird, that 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock hour.
Good, good.
And then we're going to switch it over. The J. Clyde Neal Quartet, it's also known as the GSU Jazz Ensemble.
Wow.
You've probably been seeing them a lot around town. They've been drumming up support for their scholarship fund. That scholarship pays for their students to, if they need help with tuition, if they need instrument repairs or purchases. It also helps kind of get a lot of their students out of this small radius that they seem to kind of have been stuck in, and
Right.
it gets them to take trips around, meet other musicians, see venues, and sort of really visualize what they're learning in the classroom.
So who is J. Clyde Neal? Is he the teacher?
Yeah, so it's Jonathan
Good.
Neal.
Love it.
He is over the jazz ensemble at GSU. He's also on the Dixie board. He's super easy to work with. He's a big supporter of the arts. He's a big supporter of, helping underserved populations and some of these kids who come out of small areas where arts isn't really a thing and offered in their community.
Right.
And taking their talent and skill and helping them thrive. We've had some really amazing musicians come out of Grambling over the history. There's no question about that, and these guys are no exception.
All right. So I'm liking who's on first, what's on second. I don't know's on third.
Third is the Josh Love Band.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. Josh has been making waves around this area for a while now. He's bringing his whole setup. They're going to have an hour and a half play, so they're going to be our closer. They'll go on at 8:30, and they'll wrap us up through the end of the night. And they promise to bring some fun music, some music you can dance to, you can jam out to. So we'll start a little slower with Mr. Dean. We'll amp it up a little bit with
Right.
the jazz, and then we're going to rock hard at the end of the night with Josh Love. So,
And so are they going to be on the patio or inside sundown?
so we're watching the weather.
Yeah, right,
Because,
right.
instruments and moisture don't get along. So right now,
Neither does electricity.
Yeah, exactly. So right now the plans are to put the music on the patio, and then depending on what things look like in the sky next week, we may have to mosey them inside, but for right now we're trying to keep everything close to that beer garden area on the patio.
Awesome, awesome. Let's go over the ticket sales once again.
All right, so we have early bird at 6 o'clock. That's when the doors will open. Early bird is $50, and it comes with one of those heat-treated pint glasses that you see. Like I said, limited edition. And then our general admission will open up at 7, run to 10. Those are $40 to get in. It's all you can sip, so you can go around as many times as you want and try all the beers. And then we also have designated driver if beer's not your thing, and you just want to come hang out with some good friends and good people, eat some good food. So.
Well, I'm having a coughing attack, so we're going to kill it. Forgive me for this, but it's one of those things, you can't
Amen.
can't control it. So, Marcie, I appreciate all that you do.
Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Let's get back to the music here. On the new Route 102, it is DK Harrell.
Ooh, bless your heart.
Forgive me on that, man.
You
We're
are
still
okay.
live streaming. Hang on, let me turn that down. When you got a cough, you got a cough. So y'all know what to do. Y'all know what to do. Make it happen and get the early bird tickets and get your regular tickets.